fast. Yeah, I'm doing about 50 miles an hour right now. In my super truck.
If I think I'm going to finish, then that means I'm also thinking I might not finish. So I talk to my students about not being afraid to try things because you might fail. Well, I'm not afraid to sit here and say right now, I know I'm going to finish. Really, what the heck, you can't tell people you know. No, because if I don't believe I can finish this thing, I will finish this thing, I'm shorthanding myself if I say, if all goes well, I hope I will. No, I know I'm going to finish this thing, and I don't care what anybody else says. Well, today it looks like I'm going to start one of the craziest journeys in my life. I've been doing Loto Jaw for the last 9 years, and I've won the last 3 in a row. And I've decided it's time for a new challenge. So I got this crazy idea that I would try and find the biggest race around I could do and see if I could make it happen. And so I did something really insane this week. This week I signed up for a race called Saints to Sinners. And you have to do it in 36 hours. So it's non-stop, July 26th and 27th. Only 4 guys have ever completed it solo. They have a lot of relay teams that do it, but only 4 guys have done it solo. And I'm gonna be number 5. How insane is that? Well, my official kickoff date for my training was December 1st. Got on a 5-day-a-week weightlifting program with my weightlifting coach up at the high school. He and I hung out at 4:30 in the morning, 5 days a week, till the end of May. We did not miss a workout. I suffered through the spin bike all winter while I was lifting, and then the beginning of March is when I started my official training rides. And since then, so I put in a total of 41 training rides, 250 hours on the bike, 5,000 miles, 212,000 feet of climbing, and on the bike, that's what it's been.
Trying to help his students by going the extra mile, or maybe to be a little more accurate here, about 530 extra miles.
Yeah, this is amazing. He's solo riding a 36-hour race this weekend to show by example hard work pays off, and in the process, he is raising money for college scholarships.
Oh yeah, I made it, finally, the top of Bald Mountain on my 5th try this year.
Coach Mark Smith is training with a passion and a purpose. His students at Olympus High.
Let's do it.
Kids feel they're entitled, and there's the whole, poor me, I'm a victim mentality. And I try to teach my kids to find something you're passionate about. Dream big and pay the price and go do it.
He's teaching by example by taking on the tough 530-mile Saints to Sinners race from Daybreak, Utah to Las Vegas, Nevada.
There's a couple crazy people that try and do it solo.
You'd have to be, riding 36 hours in road temperatures that reach 120 degrees.
I always try to coach the kids in practice to see everything they're going to see in the game.
It's 12:30 in the morning.
Which means training in the dead of night and the heat of summer.
I'd wait till 11 or 12 to start my rides so I could ride during the hottest part of the day.
He's logged 5,000 miles since March, but it's not the grueling training that takes most of his focus. After colon surgery a few years ago, his body absorbs 25% less water.
So dehydration is probably one right up there.
So he'll drink a water bottle every 15 minutes. And here's what 22,000 calories of high-salt snacks looks like. His support team will pass him all of it along the route. This big dream has led to another.
I wanted to raise money so I could give academic scholarships to deserving kids. You have to have a big dream. The other part I like about it, though, is when they're done with their post-high school training or college, or they have to pay it forward.
He's passed his fundraising goal and his training goals.
All the work's done on the farm. The hay is in the barn. Bring it on.
Now he just needs to do what he does best and ride.
And when this is all over, be able to go back to school and practice what I preach and tell my kids, okay, let's go.
Let's Go is right. He starts at 4 in the morning Friday and ends Saturday afternoon. Anyone interested in more info about his GoFundMe can find a link on our story.
One of the biggest things on my mind, that's probably number one, because I had a colon resection in 2014, so getting hydrated is one of the big obstacles I have to overcome in Saints to Sinners. So I checked in with Doc, and he gave me a big wake-up call when he said, how'd your Tuesday or Wednesday ride when I did the 175? And I said, because I lost 10 pounds in 10 hours. And he's like, if you lose that much weight in 10 hours in Saints to Sinners, you're done. I can promise, I don't know if I'll be the best rider of the day, but I guarantee I got the best support crew in the history of this race. Dana Johnson, our driver, and she's donated her 12-man van. Her daughter Alyssa is going to be, she's the food specialist. She'll be the one packing all the bottles and all the food. And Julie Gardner will be navigating, and then team captain is Sid Biggs. He's got all my salt, medications. And then I have Todd Whitaker's our mechanic. He's going to be in charge of tuning my bike up, and so he'll take care of all the flax and swapping out wheels and things of that nature. Then we got Sage. Sage is going to be our video specialist. She's the one that's going to be documenting this. And then in our SUV, for the first half of the race will be my wife, my son Skylar, and the second half of the race will be my wife and my daughter Megan.
Sid, so your backpack injected it?
My left foot's had a couple, they're called neuromas. They're nerves in your toes. They get inflamed and swollen, and they're just very painful. So he's going to use some lidocaine and numb my foot up.
The good news, white man, is that your toes are already completely destroyed, it looks like.
The man of the hour.
But in the 80s, it was just John.
It's not level ground. Doesn't matter. 194, 1. Keep going up. Come on.
194. All right.
Oh, no, go down.
Shoot. Okay. If you're below 185, good IV.
Crap, I gotta get out of here. But I gotta have it before I go.
1, 2, 3,
Race started, took off. My support crew got ahead of me a little bit because it was the beginning of the race, and at mile 5, boom!
Okay, jump out. I'm gonna pull over there. Should I pull in? Oh, this sucks.
A rear tire blowout at mile 5. The other 8, 9 people that were riding with that group gone. And so they fixed it, got back on, and I was on my own. And
Oh, Mark, you are being pelted with bugs.
These bugs are unbelievable.
We didn't take into account bugs.
we actually dialed it into where every hour I'm consuming 1,200 milligrams of salt. And then the food part of it is then I have to consume 400 to 500 calories of food per hour. And then I drink 4 24-ounce bottles that usually have some sort of electrolyte solution in them, Scratch, in 2 of them. And then the third bottle, for peace of mind, I put something I like, so Coke or a Dr. Pepper or chocolate milk. I know I gotta eat or I'll be done. We figure we'll burn 25 to 30,000 calories in the race. And if I've got to, so to survive, I gotta consume at least 15 to 18,000 calories.
Good.
How's your foot feeling?
Don't see it. Can't feel it.
Okay.
Feels great. I can't feel it right now. These guys are messing me up because I can draft off them, but they're going slower than I want to pay. Then I pay to go my pace, and then they just mooch off me. But so I'm just going to ride my speed, and if I draft, I draft. I don't, I don't. Let's stick to the game plan.
We're 21 minutes ahead after that break.
Starting to wheeze.
31 minutes ahead of schedule.
Huh?
31 minutes.
I'm kind of getting an upset stomach.
Okay.
I just need to drink a glass of the bottle of ice water.
Okay. How you doing? Attaboy.
I think I might have a flat.
Ooh, it sounds
You
nice.
do have a flat on front. Front flat.
About 40 miles out of Gunnison, I got a second flat tire. But that was my front wheel, so we were able to change that pretty quick.
I can't get the hiccups to go away.
Okay. Well, a cold shower will do it.
How come you're giving me that now?
Because we're 4 miles away from Penguich.
Oh,
So we're gonna go get set up, but you have a phone to call us if you need us.
okay.
So we got to Penguich, everything was looking good. I'm feeling pretty good. Took a shower, real quick shower. Got my quad massaged out and changed kids, got them their food.
The overtime you got, listen. It's time.
Hopped on the bike and took off. So we hit the King of the Mountains after Penguich, or 220 miles, and then, gosh, you got 20, 30 miles of just climbing. That's when it started getting pretty brutal.
45, and I need my inhaler. I'm starting to wheeze. Now we're getting up in altitude.
And then it got pretty tough, and on the steep parts I struggled pretty good. I was having a hard time just keeping turning the pedals.
Actually, this it's not even halfway. It's 250 after this lift.
Oh, you guys, it is not going down.
I'm not, the hiccups are back.
Oh,
Hiccups are killing me. Where is the freaking stomach?
Let's see if he needs fluid. Oh my gosh.
there's more now.
That's what he just.
Tell him George Washington would be super.
Gotta be the time.
Got to.
Everybody said George Washington would be super proud. This is your Valley Forge, dude.
It was an interesting ride because every time you would think you were coming to a summit, and it would just be a false summit, and there was another one, and another one, and another one. I swear, it seemed like there were 15, 20 summits.
It's no bottle now. It's too late.
He didn't want it. He didn't want it.
Okay.
He's just so weak right now. He can't take his arms off of the handlebars to even grab a bottle. Oh, dude, you've earned it.
I was going way too fast down the descent. You know, I was trying to make up time.
All right, you're killing it, dude.
Good job.
We stopped there in the parking lot of the gas station in Cedar City. Went bathroom, massaged my quad out. The other big thing I had to do is the halfway weigh in. You know, if I'd lost more than 10% of my body weight, then I was going to be in trouble with my, my colon issues.
I did it. Come on. Yo.
Gaining weight.
No,
Oh, that's wrong.
That's right, dude. That is
I
right.
didn't gain 9
water
pounds.
weight.
That's right. Okay.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. All right.
I'm drinking too much.
No, you're drinking just enough.
How do you gain 10 pounds? 190.
Start at.
I gained
All right,
6 pounds.
All right, thank you,
Go,
everybody.
Marky, go. Woo, baby.
There were a couple of times that I remember getting over the edge of a drop off and I'd wake up and I'd just be like 2 or 3 inches from going off the edge of the road.
Dude, I'm struggling.
Yeah?
The wall.
Yeah. Give you some caffeine or anything?
Now we're starting in
This is supposed to be categorized as an easy leg. It's mostly kind of a long, slow descent. Hoping this rain wakes him up. You think your stomach can tolerate some nitro?
That's what I was thinking. Nitro will help keep me awake too.
Okay. Slower.
Google how to cure hiccups. My chest is killing
I'm
me.
on it.
Tylenol. Here comes the rain again. Hopefully,
This is gonna be chilling.
I hope,
64 degrees.
well, I hope it wakes him up because he keeps going off the road.
Are we pulling him in?
Well, I'm considering it.
Right down where we're at and the time.
Need to stop.
So they pulled me off the bike and we got in the car.
There's way too much water on the road, Mark.
Oh, I couldn't. My brakes were.
You were locked down and it
Yeah.
wouldn't stop.
I was
Okay.
freaking out because I couldn't. It wouldn't stop.
We waited for about 45 minutes and then we decided to drive down to the bottom of the descent to Santa Clara and they talked to the volunteers at the tent.
Volunteers. Okay, are you recording times for lightning and unsafe? No. You're not? Are we?
We haven't heard anything reported to us.
We had to stop because of lightning up there and had to kind of get off the road. We were on a blank corner, so we drove him down.
Lightning and major downpour.
I have his log and his projected times. Through Cedar City, I was only off by 10 minutes. So what I was wondering is if we drove to Santa Clara and just held him back to the time that he would have started there, or even waited a half hour after his projected time and then started him back there.
I think that's fair.
The main thing here is we just get him there safe.
Absolutely. Okay, I'll
And
put him at 145 in Santa Clara in the notes.
He's going to start at Santa Clara at 145.
The carbon brakes don't work very good anyway when they get wet. But this was beyond. This was like pull the trigger to your handlebars, and there was nothing. Take off. I'd go down around the corner, no brakes. Come back again, no brakes. Come back. this point, I'm thinking I'm done with the race because I still have 200 miles to go. There's no physical way I can ride my bike. So, Todd, he said, "Hey, take my bike, finish the race, use my bike." And I just was like, I can't ride your bike, it doesn't fit me. I did not believe there's no way in heck I could ride somebody else's bike that hadn't been fitted for me 200 miles. So everyone was there saying, "You can do this, just try, just take Todd's bike."
You're fine. You're gonna be fine. Pump we'll have your legs, Mark. Get it going.
All in. Green bag on 3. 1, 2, 3. Green bag! Yeah! Go!
And it was pretty painful and miserable, but I rode the final 200 miles on Todd's bike, and it wasn't feeling too bad at first. And I was, I was just worried about finishing in the 36 hours, so I was pedaling a lot harder, putting a lot more effort in. I remember it was like 5 in the morning or something. I was still battling the sleep. I just couldn't shake the fatigue. Before you came into town, there was a whole bunch of signs. These signs had legs. They were walking around. I go, these signs are alive. I see them moving. They're walking around. But I said, this must be a hallucination. So then we pulled into Mesquite. There's about 100 miles, 120 miles left around there. And I stopped, had breakfast, showered, cleaned up again. Got my third set of shots in my left foot to numb it up. Got all ready to go, and it was getting back, and of course now I've got saddle sores and I'm not feeling too good. And Sid says, "Mark, if you can average 22 miles an hour the rest of the way." I said, "Can we make 36 hours? And he said, "No, we can break 34 hours. And so I was like, that kind of fired me up. So that's when I just let it all hang out right there. And then from there we enter the Valley of Fire, and it'll be the Death March, because there's a lot of climbing in that Valley of Fire, a lot of climbing. I was just in survival mode. And the ice socks work really well. It's amazing how they really work. I see all these fancy vests and jackets you can buy on the internet, and there's just the old school pantyhose with ice in it, stick it down your shirt, and you can lower your body temperature about 20 degrees. So.
So he has 30.5 miles left to go, 11:46 Utah time, so he has 2 hours and 45 minutes to beat the record. What do you need?
I gotta stop. I gotta do something. I can't even keep my eyes open.
Okay.
Wake up. How can you be asleep
Here.
in the middle of the day?
Did you see that sign back there? It said, "Watch for animals." We have one in front of us on the bike.
Yes. You're down to about 12 miles, man.
Is that really it? The actual number?
Yep.
Yeah, I have it.
Come on, baby.
Past 500. 500 club.
Yeah.
We gotta get there.
How do you feel?
You did it.
I
I can't believe that it actually happened.
What can we get you, bud?
And I'm very grateful to everybody that has helped raise money and help run errands and do everything else. And definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So thank you, everybody.
Hold that mic up for him.
We did it! I've been dreaming about that since December to say we did it.
It was just amazing, the feelings that I couldn't even really put them into words, but big thing is I was just so thankful to the team, all those people that believed in me, and it was just a super cool moment to have that feeling of accomplishment and just gratitude because it wasn't, I didn't do it, you know, we did it without everybody's help and the donors, everybody. This was a we did it project, and I didn't feel good saying I did it because I didn't.
Hello everybody. This is going to be my final Facebook post for the Dream Big Challenge. It is August 2nd, about noon. The race has now been over for a week and the time has come. The quest is ended, and this is it. The official results for the Saints to Sinners relay race have been posted, and my time was 33 hours and 5 minutes. I had accomplished the impossible. Man, that was awesome. That was the greatest feeling in the whole world. After the race was over, I was notified that I had been disqualified from the race. Even though we took a time penalty for driving down the canyon, the rule in the race Bible states that the rider must return to the previous spot where he got off his bike and resume the race from there. Thus, I was disqualified. I made a mistake, and I've suffered the consequences. At first, I seriously felt a huge sense of failure. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized I had exceeded my wildest dreams. To pay it forward to the next generation and to set an example for them to do the same. My goal was to raise $9,000 to create a Pay It Forward scholarship fund, and we were able to raise over $12,000. Thank you so much, everybody. So, if I had to do it all over again, knowing what I know the end would be, the outcome would be, would I do it? And the answer is, heck yeah, absolutely yes. Until next time, dream big, work hard, pay the price, and pay it forward. Thank you.
Yes, oh yeah. I'm still hoping to finish Lotto Jaw to get my 10th year award. That'd be big to me. That is the question that will be answered after all of those ifs. I don't know. I guess that's the honest answer. We're gonna wait and see.